The New Jim Crow is a book written by Michelle Alexander that explores the ways in which the American criminal justice system perpetuates racial inequality and discrimination. In this conclusion, I will summarize some of the key themes and arguments of the book and explain why I believe it is a vital contribution to our understanding of racial injustice in America. One of the central arguments of the book is that the war on drugs has been used as a mechanism of social control and racial oppression. Alexander argues that the drug war has been waged primarily in poor communities of color, leading to a dramatic increase in incarceration rates and the creation of a new caste system that effectively excludes Black and brown Americans from full participation in society. Another important theme of the book is the ways in which the criminal justice system perpetuates racial biases and discrimination. Alexander argues that the system is not just flawed, but fundamentally unjust, and that its policies and practices disproportionately harm people of color. This includes the racial profiling of suspects, the use of mandatory minimum sentences, and the disenfranchisement of people with felony convictions, among other issues. The book also explores the ways in which the criminal justice system functions as a new form of segregation. Alexander argues that mass incarceration has effectively created a system of social control that mirrors the racial caste system that existed in the United States prior to the Civil Rights Movement. She notes that the effects of mass incarceration are not just limited to the criminal justice system, but have profound implications for employment, housing, and political participation as well. Another key argument of the book is that the criminal justice system is deeply intertwined with other forms of institutionalized racism and discrimination. Alexander argues that the same structural inequalities that exist in education, housing, and healthcare are mirrored in the criminal justice system, and that addressing these issues requires a comprehensive approach that goes beyond just reforming the criminal justice system. The book also highlights the ways in which the criminal justice system perpetuates cycles of poverty and social exclusion. Alexander notes that many people who are released from prison face significant barriers to re-entry, including restrictions on employment, housing, and voting rights. This makes it difficult for them to rebuild their lives and can lead to a cycle of recidivism that perpetuates the problem of mass incarceration. Another important theme of the book is the role of racial politics in shaping criminal justice policy. Alexander argues that politicians have used tough-on-crime rhetoric and policies to appeal to white voters and maintain racial hierarchies, even when these policies are not effective or justified. She notes that many of the policies that have contributed to mass incarceration were enacted during the Reagan era and were explicitly designed to appeal to white voters who were anxious about demographic and economic changes. The book also highlights the importance of grassroots organizing and activism in challenging the status quo. Alexander notes that movements like Black Lives Matter have played a vital role in bringing attention to issues of police brutality and systemic racism, and that the fight for racial justice requires a sustained and coordinated effort from people at all levels of society. In conclusion, The New Jim Crow is a powerful and important book that provides a comprehensive analysis of the ways in which the American criminal justice system perpetuates racial inequality and discrimination. The book is both informative and engaging, drawing on a wide range of historical and sociological research to make a compelling case for systemic change. While the issues raised by the book are complex and difficult, Alexander's writing is accessible and persuasive, and the book offers a roadmap for those who are committed to fighting for racial justice in America.